Welcome, yogis. We're going to start today with 3 rounds of 10 breaths in Kapalabhati breathing. So sitting up tall, if you like, you can place your thumb and fingertips together to create an upside down triangle. Sitting up nice and tall, we'll take in 3 natural breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. And then at the top of the inhale, we'll begin. Inhale. Inhale. And exhale. Round 2. Inhale. Last round. Inhale. Good. Just sitting for a moment and noticing any physical or psychological effects. And then coming to your back when you're ready. Start to firm your lower back onto the mat and take your legs to the sky, perpendicular to the floor. Take your hands behind your head. We're going to do some cross toe touches. So 5 on one side and 5 on the other. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, cross to touch the outside of your foot. Exhale down. Back up and down. 2 more times. Good. Other side, inhale, exhale. One more time. Good. Now reach the arms overhead. Keep the lower back firm to the floor as you lower the legs down into a supine handstand. Exhale as you bend the knees out to the side, bringing your arms inside to a reclined crow pose. Inhale to extend. Exhale, reclined crow. Inhale to extend. One more time, exhale, reclined crow pose. Really lift up through the chest, lower belly in. Inhale, extend. Coming to reclined side crow. Bend the knees, keep them together this time as you reach to the side and to the front of your mat. Inhale to extend. Exhale to the other side, really lifting the head and shoulders, rounding through the upper back. Inhale, extend. Exhale, other side, side crow on the back. Inhale, reach. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, reclined handstand. One more round to each side. Good. Inhale, reach long, extend the spine. And then exhale to bring the legs overhead. Start to rock on the back. Exhaling to roll back. Inhaling to come up. Gaining a little bit of momentum. And then come into your boat pose, Navasana. You can start with the toes down, hands behind the knees. Maybe coming into a full boat, taking a deep breath in. Exhale, lean back to half boat. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Good. Crossing the ankles, lift up and out of the lower back. Then we'll roll onto all fours into our tabletop position. Wrists right underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. Going through a couple rounds of cat and cow. Inhaling to lift the chest and tailbone, letting the belly drop. Exhaling, rounding fully through the upper back, drawing the belly in and drawing the tailbone down. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, round the spine. Good. A couple of rounds of your own breath. Really firming into the hands as you round. Going through your full range of motion through your shoulders. Next time you inhale and look up, firm your lower ribs in so the spine is nice and supported. Reach your right arm forward and press into the top of your right foot. Start to extend your left leg back into bird dog pose. Feel the top flesh of your left buttocks reach down as you reach forward with the right arm, and then exhale to round in, touching the elbow to the knee underneath of you. Inhale to stretch long. Exhale, rounding in. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, in. Good. Stretching long one more time. Bend your left knee. Reach around with the right hand to see if you can catch the foot. Pressing the top of the foot into the hand. Inhale to lift the chest and lift the back leg. Excellent. Exhale, release. Return back to your tabletop position. Extending the left arm forward. Firming the lower ribs in and kicking the right leg back. Exhale, rounding in, just like your cat pose. Inhale, extending. Exhale, round in. Inhale to extend. One more time, rounding in. Inhale to reach. Bending the right knee, reaching back with the left hand. Pressing the foot into the hand as you inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, release back into your tabletop. Curling the toes underneath the feet. Press into the hands, especially the fingertips and the knuckles. Then lifting the knees just an inch off the floor. Connect with the muscular engagement in your lower belly. Then push into your hands. Start to lift your hips up and back towards downward facing dog. Keep the knees a little bit bent for this first one. Focusing on finding strength in the upper back and shoulders. Drawing your lower belly in towards your spine as you exhale. You can begin to pedal out your feet, working some of the energy down into your legs. Continue to pedal your feet as you start to take baby steps up towards the top of your mat. Drop the top of the head down and hang nice and heavy for a breath or two. And keeping the knees soft and the lower belly into the spine, slowly rolling up to Tadasana. Shoulders up and down the back, turning the palms out, grounding firmly into the feet and taking a deep breath. Okay, we're going to start with a few rounds of sun salutation A. With a little variation, we're going to do our back bends, we're going to do some locust and bow pose. So take a deep breath in and out to prepare. On the next inhale, raising the arms up to Urdhva Hastasana, palms facing in, maybe gaze to the thumbs. Exhale, diving forward, soften the knees, draw the belly to the spine, exhale. Inhale, sweeping up halfway, lengthening the heart forward. Exhale to release and coming back to your plank pose. You can lower the knees for this first one, drawing all the way down to your belly. Coming into a cobra pose, press into the tops of your feet, engage your legs and lift your chest on the breath in. Exhaling to come down. Inhale, coming up to all fours, curling the toes under, and exhaling back to your downward facing dog. Inhale to look forward, exhale to travel to the top of your mat, inhaling to come up halfway. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep the arms up, come all the way to standing. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, arms reach to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Draw up halfway, lengthening the back. Exhale, release, making your way back to plank. Lower the weight all the way down to the belly. Tops of the feet come down, reach the arms down by your sides. Press the pubic bone into the mat and strengthen your legs. Inhale to lift your chest and your thighs off the mat for locust pose. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, release, hands under the shoulders. Press onto all fours. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale to look to the top of your mat. Exhale to travel. Coming up halfway as you breathe in. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, reaching to the sky. Exhale, belly to spine as you lower Uttanasana. Breathe in, come up halfway. Exhale, coming back through plank, lowering down all the way to the belly. This time, bending the knees, perhaps catching the ankles if possible. Pressing the pubic bone to the mat, and inhale, lift up the chest, press the feet into the hands, into bow pose. Exhale to come down. Curl your toes under your feet. Take your hands just back, just a little farther than your shoulders. Hug the elbows straight back and press up into a reverse chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, bring the belly to the spine. Inhale to look forward and make your way to the top of the mat. Come up halfway on your breath in and exhale to fold. Inhale, rising up all the way to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up. So exhale, forward fold. Come up halfway on your inhale. Exhale, release. This time, stepping your right foot to the back of the mat. Coming up for a high lunge. Squeeze your inner thighs together as you rise up. Take the hands to the heart, lean a little bit forward and see if you can bring your back knee up into one-legged Tadasana. Inhale back. Exhale, one-legged Tadasana. Inhale back to your high lunge. Exhale, open up into an open twist. Exhale, reverse. And then cartwheel your hands down, stepping back to your plank pose. Moving a little forward on the toes, hug the elbows in as you lower halfway down. Press onto the tops of the feet and lift the chest. Straighten the arms for upward facing dog, activating the legs. Exhale to downward facing dog. Taking a breath here. Inhale. Exhale, belly to spine. Good. Bring your right foot to the top of the mat, coming into your high lunge position. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Bring your hands to your heart as you exhale. Lean forward. Bring your left knee to your chest. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, hands to chest, knee to chest. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, hands to either side of your front foot. Step your left foot to the top of your mat. Inhale to come up halfway. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale into chair pose, arms up by your ears. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, rise up halfway. Exhale, make your way back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg to the sky. Exhale, step the foot between the hands, lower the back heel. Squeeze the inner thighs together as you rise for warrior one. Exhale, hands to mat, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg to the sky. Exhale, foot to the hands. Drop the back heel. Inhale to rise. Exhale, lower to chaturanga. Moving through your vinyasa and taking a couple of deep breaths in your downward facing dog. Exhaling, belly to spine. Two more deep breaths. Inhale to look forward, bend your knees, step or hop to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, sink your hips, reach the arms up for Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, release. Inhale back into your chair pose. This time, taking the hands in front of the heart, lift the chest. Rotate from the ribs and the spine. Bring your elbow down to your knee and lift your chest to your thumbs for a revolved chair. Bring the weight into your left foot and slowly start to lift the right heel and maybe lift the right foot off of the mat. Step it back to the back of the mat, maybe dropping the toe down, and then stepping back into revolved chair. Stepping back to a revolved lunge, back to revolved chair. Last time, reaching back, finding a moment to pause in your revolved chair, lifting the chest up, rolling the left shoulder back. And we'll rotate, open into warrior two. Check out your foundation. You should still see your big toe past the inside of your knee. Turn your left palm up, drop the right hand down the back thigh, inhale up to reverse warrior. Then straighten the front thigh and start to shift the hips coming forward and down for triangle pose. From here, we're going to move into half moon, taking the right hand to the hip, bend the front knee, take your fingertips forward, and walk the back foot in until you can transfer the weight into your left foot, lifting it up and stacking the right hip on top of the left. Roll your chest open to the right and stack your arms into half moon. Start to rotate your chest down, rotating your right hip down, coming into revolved half moon. Lift from the inner right thigh, lengthen your spine, and then roll your chest open to the left, stacking your arms if you can. Coming back into a revolved twist. Place your left hand down and sweep your left leg up and back for a three-legged dog. Exhale, take your left knee to your left elbow, round the upper back. Inhale, up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, give it a little kiss. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, bring your knee to your right elbow, spin the back heel down, firm the left shoulder blade down the back, and kick your right foot out as you lift the right arm. Lift your hips, lift your chest, breathe in. Exhale, take your right hand down, hug the left knee back into the chest, come onto the pinky side edge of your right foot, dropping the left foot down behind you as you lift your hips, lift your chest, and reach your left arm open for a wild thing. Look forward to the top left corner of your mat and see if you can get your left foot there without using your hands. Good. Walk your fingertips forward and coming up for a standing splits. Take your right foot and swing it beside your left and slowly come down for a pistol squat. Lowering down onto the hips, keep the right leg lifted, lean back and lift the chest. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down, taking the right leg to the sky and the hands behind the head. Coming in for some ab bikes. We'll do 5 on each side. Exhale, switch. Breathing as you go. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Right leg to the sky, arms back by your sides. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sitting back up. Bring your left heel nice and close. See if you can come up onto the ball of your left foot. Balancing here if you can. Then place your hands down and sweep your right leg back into your standing splits. Drop the right foot down, spin the toes out and drop the heel. Take your hands to your hips and inhale, draw the thighs up for pyramid pose. Exhale to lower the crown of the head down. Try to keep the hips level as possible. Then take your right hand to the outside of your left thigh, pressing the hand into, your left shin, pressing your hand into your shin and your shin into your hand. Inhale to lengthen the left side waist and the spine. Exhale, rotating open in for revolved triangle. From here, step the back foot in, coming in for a revolved chair. Bring your hands to heart and to center, and exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, sink your hips, and inhale, reach the arms back up. Take your hands to your heart, lift your chest. Exhale, rotate towards the right. Use your abdominals and your obliques to find rotation in the spine first. Then take your elbow down to your thigh. Lift your chest to your thumbs and roll your right shoulder back. Bring the weight into your right foot and slowly lift the left leg. Maybe extend the leg back, tapping the back of the mat, and then bring it back to revolved chair. Bring it back, revolve lunge, and then revolved chair. One more time. Then finding your foundation in your revolved lunge, lift your chest once more to the thumbs, roll the right shoulder back, turn your gaze to the sky. Rotating open to warrior two. Flip your front palm up, back hand down the back thigh. Inhale, reverse warrior. Straighten the front thigh, front knee, then tilting at the hips, coming down for triangle pose. Imagine your body is in the same plane as your legs, keeping nice and straight. Finding half moon pose from here, take your left hand to your hip, bend the front knee and take your fingertips forward. Heel toe the back foot in, and then lift the back leg, stacking left hip on top of right, rotating your chest open and stacking your arms. Taking a deep breath here. Exhale to rotate your chest and your hip back down towards the floor. Take your right hand to your hip, lift from your inner left thigh and lengthen your spine. Exhale, rotate for revolved half moon pose. Then soften your standing leg, come back into a revolved lunge. From here, placing the right hand down, lifting the right leg up and back into a three-legged dog. Exhale, bring your knee to your right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to left elbow, rotate onto the back heel. Hug the right shoulder blade down the back as you kick your right foot out. Lift your hips and your heart, breathe in. Exhale, left hand comes back down, hug your right knee to your chest. Rotate onto the pinky side edge of your left foot. Drop the right foot down as you lift your hips, lift your heart, and reach your right arm forward. Take a look to the top right-hand corner of the mat and bring your right foot there as best you can. Taking the fingertips forward, lift the back leg into standing splits. Swing the left leg down beside the right and slowly lower into your pistol squat. Lifting the chest, lifting that left leg, and then exhale, slowly rolling down onto your back. Take your hands behind your head, and we'll go for 5 rounds of that ab bikes again. Take your left elbow to your right knee. and switch. That's 1. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Left leg to the sky, arms down by your side. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, coming back up. Use your fingertips beside your hips to come up onto the ball of your right foot, balancing there if you can. Then swinging the left leg up and back, coming into pyramid pose. Finding heel to heel alignment or slightly wider. Take your hands to your hips and inhale to extend the spine. And then exhale, rounding in. Try to keep the hips as level as you can. Drawing the right hip slightly back, left hip slightly forward. Breathe in, extend the spine. Take your left hand to the outside of your right shin. Pin the right hip back as you inhale, lengthen the spine, firm the thighs. Exhale, rotate the spine and stack the arms for a revolved triangle. Stepping the back foot in for a revolved chair pose. And then exhale to forward fold. From here, bend the knees and come down into a bit of a squat on your toes. Separate the knees so your arms can come between your legs. And set the hands so that they're shoulder distance apart. Spread the fingers nice and wide and press into your finger pads and your knuckles like you would your toes if you were going to fall forward. Pick the hips slightly up and bend the elbows like chaturanga, bending them straight back. Set the knees on the backs of the arms or the elbows, and then start to lean the weight forward, looking past your hands to the top of your mat. Maybe picking up one toe and then the other. Rounding the upper back, pull the belly in, maybe lift both toes into crow pose. Remember to breathe. Focus your gaze. And don't worry if it doesn't happen the first time. Take a deep breath and slowly release the toes down. Bring the knees together, and we'll try for side crow pose, Parsvabhakasana. So take your left hand back behind your hip. Inhale to stretch the right side nice and long, taking the elbow to the outside of your knee. Place your hands about shoulder distance apart. And if you're just beginning this pose, a helpful tip is to maybe support the outer hip with the other elbow, but working towards a free back hip. So walking the toes a little bit forward, again, bend the elbows to make a little shelf, lean the chest forward, look forward, press through the arms, rotate the spine, and then squeeze the inner thighs and lift the toes for Parsvabhakasana. Remember to breathe and slowly lower. Remember to try both sides, taking the right hand back behind your right hip, making space for your twist with the left arm, hooking the elbow to the outside of the knee, placing the hands about shoulder distance apart, and leaning the chest forward, walking the toes a little to the front, hugging the elbows in, squeezing the legs, and lifting the feet. Good. Coming down for a rest. You can shake out the wrists. You can maybe roll them forward, roll them back. Good. We're going to finish off with a little back bend. So coming in for camel pose. You can come up onto your knees. Now, if you have sensitive knees, you can take the edges of your mat, pull it back to make a little extra cushion, and go ahead and put your knees on there. And make sure that your knees are hip distance apart from the center of your hips straight down. So setting up with the knees hip distance apart. Feel free to keep the tops of the feet down, or if you prefer to curl the toes under, you're welcome to. Now take your hands to the hips and find a slight posterior tilt to the pelvis. So drawing the tailbone down towards the backs of the knees and drawing the fronts of the hips up and the belly in. Now, I like to take my hands to my ribs and just kind of pull my rib cage up a little bit away from my hips. And if you like, you can take your hands to your armpits and lift your chest up that way. Good. From here, maybe taking the hands to the lower back, keeping the hips pressing forward over the knees. Keep a little engagement in the lower belly to protect the low back. And keep the chin just a little bit tucked to the chest for Jalandhara Bandha, lengthening the back of the neck. Press the hips forward, take a deep breath in, lean, lift the chest up, and then lean a little bit back, and with minimal twisting, see if you can reach back and see if your heel is available. And then again, with minimal twisting, see if you can see if your second heel is available. Keep pressing the hips forward, slight engagement of the lower belly, Jalandhara Bandha with the chin tucked. Keep the back of the neck long. If you like to look up to the sky, you can. As best you can, keep the breath smooth and even. And take a deep breath. Hands back to the hips as you exhale from the abdominals to find your way back up. Sitting back onto the heels. And just taking a moment to notice how that feels energetically. And then coming out, we're going to find our way into bound angle pose, Baddha Konasana. So come to sit on your hips with the soles of the feet together. Either taking your hands behind you, finding a little extension in the lower back, taking a hold of your toes or your ankles, lift the chest as you breathe in. And as you exhale, you can lean a little bit forward, keeping that extension in the spine as best you can until you reach your final destination in the pose, dropping the chin down, rounding a little in the upper back, and releasing the weight of the upper body over the legs. See if you can count out 5 deep breaths here. And when those breaths feel complete, you can inhale, start to lift the head and chest, rise back up to seated. We'll take the left leg forward, tucking the right leg in for Janu Shirshasana, taking a moment to find your sitting bones, grounding down through your left heel. Take a deep breath in to lift the chest, and exhale, walk your hands to either side of your front leg, maybe holding the ankle or the outside of the foot. Breathe in, find a little bit of extension in the spine, and exhale, round into the pose. Again, a couple deep breaths here. When that side feels complete, you can inhale, lift the head and chest. Slowly walk your hands back in. Switching sides, we'll take the right leg out, left leg in, grounding through the sitting bones, lifting the chest, taking a breath in, and exhale, finding your way forward. Making sure that you can still oscillate with the breath, not concerned about how far we can fold or how flexible we may or may not be. Just exploring the subtle layers of sensation with your breath. On an inhale, start to lift your head and chest. Walk your hands back in. And last pose here, we'll take a seated forward fold, finding the sitting bones. A slight anterior tilt to the pelvis, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, coming forward and down. Inhale for a slight extension, lifting the chest towards the toes. And exhale, releasing the forehead towards the shins. On your inhale, lifting the head and chest, slowly sliding back up, finding your way into Shavasana. Letting your heels come to the long edges of your mat and rolling away from one another. Pressing into your elbows and snuggling the shoulder blades flat onto the back. Take your arms out on an angle away from your body with the palms facing up. Feeling the back of your head broaden on the mat. Softening the belly. Letting the muscles relax away from the bones. Letting yourself go. You're welcome to stay in your Shavasana as long as you like, giving yourself time to absorb and integrate this practice. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.